The last onboard interface in this syllabus is parallel interface. A parallel interface is refers to multi-line channel. So the parallel means is a multi-line channel where each channel is capable of transmitting several bits of data simultaneously. So there's two types of interface are available. The first one is serial interface, and this is the parallel interface. The parallel interface for each bits separate lines are there to transmit, but in serial interface a single line is there to transmit each bit, either 1 or 0. So before USB ports became common, most personal computers had at least one parallel interfaces for connecting a printer using parallel port. It might be seen in not recent days, in a little bit, maybe 5 years old, or maybe even less than 5 years back. The printers are used, maybe dot matrix printers are used connect to the host computer by using a parallel interface. So nowadays we have a USB interface. So this parallel interface are used, maybe not too much, not too olden days. So these points, these all theory points I will explain using diagram. So consider this interface diagram, parallel bus interface diagram. The host, this is a host is called a microprocessor or microcontroller of the embedded system, contains parallel bus, and this is called a device. So this is a host and device. These are two keywords used in this context of parallel interface: peripheral device and host. The host of the embedded system contains parallel bus, and the device which supports parallel bus can directly connect to this bus system. If this parallel device is having the parallel interface, then this device can connect to this host. Means both should have a parallel interface, this as well as this one. Both host and device should have a parallel interface. The communication through the parallel bus is controlled by we have this control signals. Okay, the communication to the parallel bus is controlled by the control signals interface between the device and the host. So you can see here control signals are used to control the communication between the host and device. So we require control signals for controlling the communication between host and device. The communication control signals include, what are the communication control signals in this parallel interface are read rate signal. So we have read rate signals. The direction of data transfer. So the direction of data transfer between this host and device. So direction means what? Left to right or right to left. From host to device, or device to host. Host to device or device to host can be controlled through control signals. So we have two control signals here, read and write. So only the host processor, this host processor has control over read write control signals. So only host can initiate read and write. So means host can say that read is active, means so read is happening from a device to host. Means device writes to host. Write is activate means this signal control signal is activated means the host is writing to device. So device is reading. So this device is one more point here, that this peripheral device is normally mapped to the host. Normally map. So it's mapping between host and device using the technique called memory mapped IO. So I think you might be knowing this in the computer organization. So memory mapped. So memory mapped IO. So memory mapped IO is a technique used in this parallel interface. So memory mapped IO. So what is this memory mapped IO means? The host determines this device. Host determines this device by using memory address that is shared with the main memory address. So main memory address and device address falls under the same set. There is no separate device IO address. So there is no separate device IO addresses. So what address used for addressing RAM devices are used to address even peripheral devices also. So that is what memory mapped IO. So what instructions are used for RAM, the same instruction set are used for device also. So that is what is happened here in this parallel interface. The device is normally mapped to the host processor by memory. So how to identify this? How to make this device active? How to make this device active, or how to identify this device by host? So host sends the address here. It's a set of addresses. Okay. So this address is sent to this. There's one more circuit called address decoder circuit. This address decoder circuits activates the chip select line. So this circuit by receiving this address activates the chip select line. There's one more chip select line. You can see here chip select line. The device activates the chip select line, and thereby device becomes active. So the address sent by the host is decoded here, is decoded in the decoder circuit, and if the address belongs to this device, this CS is get activated. Okay. So how to make active of this device is by using a decoder circuit. The processor or the controller can read or write from R to the device by asserting the corresponding control line. So once this device becomes active, the processor or controller can read and write, and write to the device by asserting the corresponding control line. So you have two control lines, read and write. So the parallel communication. So what is this you have? You can see here. So parallel communication means I said already. There are two types of communication: parallel interface communication, serial interface communication. Here the data is transmitting in parallel. All bits are transmitting in parallel. You can see here from D0 to DX -1 is there. So actually in this host node there are three buses are there. This is a data bus, this is control bus, and last one is address bus. So always in the parallel interface, host communication, the host will initiate the communication. Means host will start the initiation of communication. So device does not have that right of initiating the communication. So host has to initiate the communication. What does that it means? If the device wants to write, if the device wants to write data, so device has to ask host, means initiate the process of sending the data or reading the data from the device. Okay, otherwise it's not possible to communicate to host by device. So that's why the device is having one extra line called interrupt line. So this is called interrupt line. So we have interrupt line is there. So a bit difficult writing this line, interrupt line. So device uses this interrupt line. The interrupt line is not shown in this diagram. So device uses this interrupt line to interrupt this host. Interrupt this host says that this device is waiting for communication. Once this host acknowledges the interrupt, so that communication between host to device will start. So the width of this database is the width of the database is the width of the database determines the parallel interface width. It means that if I say that width of the parallel interface means it is nothing but this database width. For example, if the database width is 4 bit, then it means that the width of the parallel interface is 4 bit. So nowadays we have 4 bit database, 8 bit is there, we have 16 bit database, 16 bit, we have 32 bit and 64 bit database or 64 bit parallel interface. This parallel interface gives the highest speed for data transmission. Parallel interface gives the highest speed for data transmission as compared to serial data transmission. So all these points present in this slides. These slides are covered in this explanation only by using this diagram. So in the exam you can write this diagram with the points present in the previous and next slides.